Parliament thinks one thing, the PM another, and something has to give. Even though time is running out, Downing Street believes Brexit happens without a deal and without Parliament's support at the end of October. Even if Boris Johnson loses a vote of no confidence, they intend to ignore it. What next? Some think that losing a vote of no confidence could actually make Boris Johnson stronger. He then gets 2 weeks under the Fixed Term Parliaments Act to try and form a new government. At the end of that, he might trigger a general election. That's another 5 weeks. In total, 7 weeks, by which point no deal has probably happened, whether Remain MPs like it or not. So in the face of all of this, what on earth can they do?
Well, the 2 weeks is not just there for them to play with as they choose. Parliament is sitting during that period. I think the first thing they would do is they would instruct him to go and seek an extension to Article 50. If he refused to do that, they have two options. They can either put in an alternative government that pledges to do that, or they can pass legislation that instructs him to go and do it. And if he didn't follow that instruction in legislation, he would be in breach of the law. I don't think that the idea of a general election running across a no-deal Brexit is plausible, really, for various reasons. One is that if the government has lost no confidence, the Cabinet Manual and all convention states that the government should not be taking controversial decisions and long-lasting decisions in that environment.
If Parliament behind me can't stop a no-deal Brexit, what about this place, the Supreme Court? Over the years, they have changed the government's handling of Brexit. They forced a meaningful vote. But right now, many experts believe there's not much the courts can do.
I think there are limits to what the court can do. They can do some things, but they can't do everything. There is a view around that judicial review means that the courts can stop anything that's bad. But the courts are concerned not with the wisdom of political decisions, but with their legality.
But if the courts, prompted by Gina Miller, forced a meaningful vote, why nothing now?
What the courts decided was quite simply the government isn't allowed to change the law of the United Kingdom without Parliament being involved. We're not in that area at all. It was a highly specific decision arising from a highly specific problem. You can't assume that the courts are there to mend every breakdown of our political system.
If neither the Parliament nor the courts can sort this out, then the Queen could be dragged in what could quickly become a constitutional crisis. If on the 31st of October we truly do leave without a deal, but also without a government, the Queen might feel she has to intervene. And if Remain MPs came to her and said that it was they that could form a government of national unity, would she feel she has to support them?
We're talking about a situation now in which the Prime Minister may go to the Queen without the confidence of Parliament, which is clearly shown with a no confidence vote, and yet he still remains in power. So the Queen is going to be in an impossible situation. If she is asked to get involved in Brexit, whether it be hard or soft, without a parliamentary majority, she expects a parliamentary majority for whatever she does. So simply speaking, in the end, Parliament trumps Prime Minister.
In under a fortnight, the new Brexit strategy from the new Prime Minister is challenging Parliament, the courts and even the monarchy. Brexit continues to reshape every aspect of the British state. Allegra Stratton, News at 10.